All right, round 2. So let's leave all of that behind, shall we? Moving on into the future, into a better life, better circumstance. Now, I would rather be the person that airs out my own dirty laundry. Okay? That is going to be pressing on me for a while, and yeah, call it embarrassing, call it a sin, call it a home wrecker. Now, at the same time, I'll be fruitful and allow my actions and my words to align with themselves, basically, and state that I will allow married men to come to me and allow me to be their dominant. I will allow them to purchase gifts off my wish list and to have virtual interactions. Now, there are select individuals who I will allow real-time sessions, and I will allow them to kiss my boots or to take me shopping or massage my hands, feed me grapes. And there are even some submissives which I would allow to bathe me in the bathtub. And I'm very, very picky who I would allow that. However, that is something I enjoy. I enjoy receiving that, and I enjoy being that outlet. It's like a weird, I like to consider it almost like a past life thing. Like, I'm not really sure what my past life was or things like that, and I would love to have a reader read me on that, just out of curiosity. I mean, I've had someone tell me that I was a warrior in a past life, and I'm a healer. I hear that almost every single time I get a reading. Every time I talk about this, like, negative stuff, I notice I'm gasping for air now lately, too. And I don't like it. I don't like it one bit. And it just creates a sense of fury, if you will. Dissatisfaction. And I will say this, if I had a husband, I want to agree with the reader, one of the Albert. If I had a husband who totally loved me and gave me every freaking thing that I'm into, bathe me, feed me grapes, worship my feet, kiss me all over, give me roses, perhaps I wouldn't even have interest in being served by multiple other people in this manner. I mean, obviously that will always be a part of me, because in this life I have chosen to do this type of stuff, which has been pretty enjoyable, especially dealing with my traumatic past and all the different things I've experienced, and you could say the neglect and all the dissatisfaction in relationships, and it's been excessively pleasant, and I enjoy knowing that I am helping people and giving people an outlet, and kind of like the mermaid thing, I give them an escape from their reality for a moment, and they get to play and pretend and fantasize and release this inner stuff that is eating them alive, like how they are dying to serve a woman and to tell her how beautiful she is and to play with her hair and to spoil her, to luxurious massages, or just to do all those things that you get to do while being in a relationship. And I'm aware that many married couples, they just don't have healthy relationships, yet they continue to stay together even though the bond isn't what it used to be, which is why men and women stray to find a dominant individual to serve and to experiences with. So I completely understand that. Yet at the same time, I will admit that being a mistress, dominant, whichever you like to call me, sometimes one can easily lose faith in mankind because you have the thoughts of, well, if this man is straying from his wife to serve a mistress, then what makes my future husband any fucking different? Make sure my pipes good. So there's that. And another huge thing that's coming up on my palette right now is professional wrestling. Now, it's been what? A month, 2 months? Maybe more? I can't even remember the last time I went back to wrestling school. It might even be since before Halloween. It might even be since before Halloween. Because I was pissed. I don't think I've ever brought that up either. Had to check the time there. So, I worked for HalloWicked. Or I was under the impression that I would be commissioned and paid to work. Now, so I eat the bill of the flight. And luckily I got to stay with JC Dub, which a lot of fucking shit went down with that. Like, first I was told to go to Uncle Frank's, and then there was miscommunication. There was all kinds of things that just kept going wrong. It seems like every single time that I work with them, something goes wrong. Like, the gathering being the first signal, like where I ended up getting sick for like 6 months after that period. And perhaps it was my own fault for doing the blockhead thing. However, a lot of people are also saying it's the Fago plague, and every single person gets that. What I was so upset about with HalloWicked is basically I had put in so many hours of training at the dojo, and like, it's a 2.5 hour drive one way, right? So it's basically about a 5 hour round trip just to do 2 hours of wrestling practice. And sometimes I would try to be smart and basically get 2 classes in one day. And so I would do that consecutively, and then Chasen is amazing. He would let me crash at his place so I could keep going to school, and I didn't have to come all the way back all the time, and I can go for a couple days if I could. And then when I get to HalloWicked, they basically make me do like this drill of bumping. And for them, I just wasn't good enough. And honestly, that's okay, and I appreciate the criticism because it will push me in my wrestling career to go even harder. However, at the same time, I'm disappointed that they can't see my value and what I bring to the table, and I'm constantly ignored by the booker, basically. And that gets frustrating. And you can say you're busy all you like, yet anytime in my busy life, when you reach out and you need me and need spiritual guidance, I give you everything for free. So I'm not really sure where I'm going with the toxic butthole gimmick. It was something very personal, something I really wanted to continue doing. Now at this point, without having that family love behind me of where someone besides the fellow wrestlers are encouraging me, I mean, I don't even know what to say about that. All I'm saying is I suppose I'm trying to angle at where I would prefer if there was more love and support from the actual federation than from the people that are doing exactly what I'm doing, basically. And that's a lot of drama that, like, nobody likes to talk about, and it's almost shameful. It's shameful on both parties. You shame upon me from telling the truth, and then you also do this shameful act, which is why it's shameful for it to even be said. Perhaps if you were an honorable individual, it wouldn't be this way. So I am interested in pursuing professional wrestling. I am interested in becoming great and continuing doing it. And I know there's a lot of people that definitely see my potential and understand my drive and how much of a great energy and how much I have to offer. Now, I'm not necessarily sure that is exactly what I want to do. Is it really worth the health and the physical conditioning on my body and all of the experiences I have to deal with? There's a lot of drama. There's a lot of things that they don't talk about. When I grew up in wrestling, literally my first week at wrestling school, and I'm 15 years old, and there's people saying that they slept with me when they didn't. I'm a child, basically, and you're being excessively inappropriate. And now that's the kind of ribbing and stuff that just goes on, and I kind of grew thicker skin being there and try not to take it to heart and think it's just like a dude thing for dudes to do, I suppose. Now, I'm just trying to do the right thing. I'm trying to do what makes my soul feel good. What I do know is where I am happy is I love being inside the ring. And that ties in to my past life, this life, where I was a self-mutilator and I would hurt myself. And I enjoyed the pain and the rush that I got from that. And when I was a young girl, I was 15, I went to Coastal Championship Wrestling School with an ex-boyfriend who I had encouraged to take professional wrestling instead of backyard wrestling as he had been doing for years. And when I went to school with him, I hopped in the ring and realized how much I love it and how identical the same exact rush was. And there was nothing I enjoyed more than being in the ring and flying around and taking bumps and playing on the ropes. I loved every moment of it. And I will always have that love in my heart for professional wrestling and that escape that took me away from what I was doing to myself, and now I have healthier outlets. And it's just so frustrating to deal with the drama. And then I'm sure a lot of you have seen the Professional Wrestler movie, you know, that mentions a lot about the painkillers and the pain that goes into it. I mean, I'm not interested in that, nor will I ever resort to that. However, I do know that is a huge part of the industry, and it's just sad. There's so much drama, there's so much politics, and politics, multiple parasites. It's not really something I'm interested in. However, as I said before, I love being in the ring. I have great energy, and I have a lot to offer, and I am willing to learn if I can have someone be intimate and work with me in the ring to become even better. And I do have people like Greg from Wrestling Divas, who has been an excessively helpful individual during my wrestling career, and Chris Delaney. Leaniopolis has been also another great person. Beastly Brody, Top Dog, J-Dog, Max Stardom taught me my first sunset flip, and Angel Rose. I mean, I'll always talk highly of all these wrestling individuals. I love that period of my life. Now I am officially wait. Yeah, they can wait, right? I'm officially late for work. Yet you understand my position and where I'm at right now and where I'm going and what I'm doing on my side business and just all this waffling in my life, basically trying to have this healthy transitional period. I just feel like I need a break, and I'm really grateful that I actually have the next few days before I fly out to Georgia to basically clear my head. And I am totally fantasizing about driving down to Miami and seeing my father and going in the water and having a blast, because frankly, after all this crap, I'd like that. Perhaps I can even see Leanie and talk some wrestling. So, I don't know, y'all. I just know I'm on this mission to be happy. And I'm enjoying every single moment, even the struggles that are challenging me, because, again, I'm learning from them. I'm learning through experiences. And even though that happened working for that federation, I will still always love Insane Clown Posse. I totally understand in many aspects, and I love the heat upon me. I really do, because it makes me into a stronger, better person. Now I gotta go. I love you.